Well. Guess who finally got emergency nerfed? Yes, that's right. Apparently this guy just got emergency nerfed out of nowhere, both to the saber mode and to the laser mode. Which honestly doesn't really change too much, but hey, a nerf is a nerf and I'm thankful and I'm here to talk to you about it. So, starting off with most likely the most important of them all, the saber mode, because that thing was just crazy broken. So, its HP got reduced from 9,000 to 8,400, which is honestly a quite reasonable HP nerf. And also his charge rate got reduced by, I think, 17%? Something like that. So, it should not change too much because number one, you still have a crazy unload speed, and if you hit multiple enemies with the saber, it doesn't really change too much. If I had to say anything, the major change that I feel like is that it feels like it takes longer to get the hypercharge at least, which hey, it's better than nothing I guess. But the super is still way too toxic. You still have the tank trait, which honestly, he should just not have the tank trait. The tank trait feels like way too strong in my opinion. And again, the super is crazy honestly. One of, for sure, the best super in the game at the moment. Like, there is just so much to enjoy still about saber mode. Like, in counter terms, there isn't too much you can do unless you have another jump. That's literally the only way you can counter him. I feel like now he'll be slightly less usable in sniper modes, but I mean, saber mode is still good in nearly every game mode. The only game mode where I could see him slightly fall off a little bit, it's most likely knockouts, and that's really about it. Even on bounty, I still think that he'll be usable. So yeah, don't be too scared people, because he's still really good. So yeah, these nerfs should really not change too much. Laser mode. It also got a tiny nerf, so the damage got reduced from 2,320 to 2,160 if I'm correct, which it's still a lot of damage, and apparently that damage nerf also resulted in a tiny charge rate nerf. I don't know, maybe with the fire or without the fire now there's some changes, and obviously that also makes a little bit harder to get the hyper charge rate. With this being said, again, doesn't really change too much, because you can steal around 3-shot or maybe even 2-shot most of the snipers, especially if you consider the burning damage. The burning damage, I feel like it's honestly the big issue here. The burning damage is just too long, and it honestly does a lot. Like, you get 640 damage just for burning, if I am correct. Like, that's literally crow's poison, and the poison, it's the exact same amount even with the super. And I don't know, I just feel like nothing really changed, because none of the interactions, at least in sniper maps, changed. So like, he's still usable on nearly every mode where he was already good at. And I don't know what, honestly, I don't have really that magnificent ideas about laser mode, but I just feel like it is too toxic, because it just does the anti-heal job way too well. That is my only concern that I at least had with him. But honestly, out of the 3 ones, I think that maybe laser mode might be the worst now. With all of this being said, I still feel like there are some changes to Buzzlight that still need to be done, because otherwise ladder will just still be impossible. Like, I know for damn sure that I'll still be facing triple saber mode on football, so there is at least a couple changes that Buzzlight still needs to achieve balance. And number one, and I would say the most important, at least for the saber mode, it is to lose that tank trait, because it is literally the tank trait that's making him just so versatile. Yes, maybe removing the tank traits together with the super charge rate nerf could potentially be overkill, but at the same time, he just gets the super just way too fast. And I mean, I think at least that the idea with the Saber, Wing and the Laser mode would be to make Buzz Light usable on every mode, but not make all of the modes usable on every game mode, if I am making myself here clear. Because it can use Saber mode nearly everywhere, and he's just so good. Like, the potential, it's just crazy, it's just crazy. With this being said, I feel like the tank trait removal should do the trick, at least for the Saber mode. As for the other modes, that's a totally different story. For the Laser mode, I honestly just simply want the fire duration to be reduced from 4 seconds down to 3 seconds. It's just too much, it just deals too much damage to the laser, and the fire together, all of that, it just feels a little bit overkill, honestly, in my opinion. As for the laser mode itself, that's pretty much it. I feel like reducing that damage together with removing one of the ticks of the fire, it's actually more than enough, because other than that, there isn't really too much special about the laser mode. Because, I mean, if you try to rush into it, yes, you have the super, but if he connects the super, that's on you. You are the one who did the mistake there, my friend, not the laser mode itself. With this being said, lastly, we still need to talk about the Wing mode, because I, for some reason, don't see anyone talking about it, and it's a very strong mode as well. So, for the Wings mode, I honestly just want the maximum damage to be reduced from 2000 to like 1800. Just the maximum damage. I don't think that Wing mode is too broken, but it just has an undeniable amount of damage potential that not even Saber mode really has. And with this being said, I also want the super damage to be again slightly reduced from 1400 to 1200. And obviously, both of these nerfs would slightly impact his charge rate as well, which is just another tiny inconvenience about him. Like, it's actually somewhat easy to cycle those supers if you do well the math with your ammo. Yes, he has a slow reload speed, but if you can time everything well, you can actually have a really good super cycle. Yes, it's hard to do it sometimes, but the potential, it's there, and it is really good. With this being said, I feel like that's really about it. So, what are your thoughts on Buzz Light? I actually wanted to do a video before he even received the nerfs, but, well, I guess it's too late now. So, write your opinion down in comments. Trust me, I will read them, and I'll see ya on the next video.